They give me a special prayer.
Pray for Tyler
Nelson.
Bob Wilson. Hey,
And George.
enjoying the program.
Amen. Enjoyed John's recitation too. That's what he said. I appreciate it.
You had to get it in.
Even holding to God's hand a long time. As I knelt beside his bed, my heart was thrilled at what he said. If I go, if I stay, the victory's mine. I'm a winner either way. If I go or if I stay, for I still have my Jesus blessed day. I have my healing in me, Lord, not forever. If I go, praise the Lord, I'm a winner either way. None of us really know about tomorrow. Must prepare to go to heaven any day. While we're here, let's trust the Lord, He'll lead us safe to where we go. By His grace, we'll be a winner either way. I'm a winner either way. If I go or if I stay, for I still have my Jesus blessed day. I have my healing in me, Lord, not forever. If I go, praise the Lord, I'm a winner either way. Praise the Lord, I'm a winner either way.
Stay tuned for R.L. Gibson, Campbell County Issues.
I'm a believer in the one who is our lost soul receiver. There's nobody like him. You've never seen anybody like Jesus. You've never met anybody like him.
Well, a Christian life is all I've lived. I'm willing to share and I'm willing to give. Waiting for the Lord to call me to that home up there. Singing His praise every night and day, telling Him the truth.
Do not necessarily reflect those of the staff, management, ownership, or advertisers of WLAF TV 12, 1450 WLAF Radio, FM 100.9, or 1450WLAF.com.
Hi, I'm Mark Beckman with Independent Insurance Consultants. I help people with Medicare questions. I try to make it simple where I can without leaving out any important details. There will be a lot of plan changes announced this year, co-payments changing, premiums changing, maybe even plans coming or leaving the area. That's just normal during the annual election period. In case you're wondering when that is, that's between October 15th and December 7th. That's the time of year you can review your plan and maybe pick another one for next year. If you'd like my help sorting through all that pile of mail that you're going to be getting, please give me a call. It's toll free, 1-866-691 5571.
Welcome to Razax.
Razax has a friendly service with a family environment, with that country kick. It's a family owned with delicious food, offering breakfast, lunch, supper all day long, and great steaks, wonderful salmon. Also, for that sweet tooth, pies and much more. For the kids, games, daily specials, dine in or carry out. Call 423-569-3354. Call Razax today.
Riggs Drugs has been a part of Campbell County for generation after generation, serving our friends and neighbors. And now we have redesigned our store to better serve you. It's the same knowledgeable and friendly staff, but a new look and new technology to ensure you get your prescriptions fast. We've always got you covered from prescriptions to all your home health needs. We've always been more than a pharmacy, still offering a huge selection of gifts and decor. Here at the new and improved Riggs Drugs.
Hi, I'm Ann Love with Linda Kilgore State Farm Agency. I have worked in the insurance and financial services industry for over 20 years, formerly with the John R.W. Brown Agency. I'm a native Campbell County and enjoy helping people with their insurance needs. Stop by and see me for all your insurance needs.
I tell you what, with these 4 machines, we've covered all the bases. We've got a party barge, a mud beast, a couple of nasty ATVs for guys who just love to get dirty. Like the Razor High Lifter Edition, this machine is built for the mud. Basically, it's a water buffalo. It will take you through the mud and brush like you wouldn't believe.
Located next door to Value Mart Furniture and Appliance, come out and see Dennis and Will for all your hunting and fishing needs today. We have a great selection of Walther P22, Smith & Wesson, Remington, and 6 Hour, just to name a few of our top line selections. We carry a full selection of ammunition and knives. Tennessee Outdoors is also your local Husqvarna power equipment dealer. We're also the local Smoky Mountain water distributor. We rent water coolers and offer home or office delivery. And don't forget, we also carry a full line of Rug Doctor carpet and upholstery cleaners for rental. Most major credit cards accepted. Financing and layaway is available. Tennessee Outdoors in Huntsville, Tennessee.
RL, you're live.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome again to Campbell County Issues. Tonight's show is being brought to you by Ron's Golf Cart and Indoor Flea Market. Folks, it's getting time for those Christmas gifts. North Face jackets, Ugg boots, a lot of other stuff. And ladies, he has purses and the name brand purses and a lot of other different stuff down there. So get down there and tell him that RL sent you, and I greatly appreciate it. You're on the air.
Hey, who did the appointment judge tonight at the meeting?
Do what?
Who did Cameron County Commission appoint as judge tonight? Safety Judge.
Judge Ayers.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, the judges have been complaining that they've had so much on their plate that just could not keep up with it. So they have been down there really asking them to speed up the process. I want to ask the question and see if there's anybody out there that it's got an ankle bracelet on here in Campbell County. Is there anybody out there with an ankle bracelet on? Does anybody out there knows anybody that's got an ankle bracelet on? I want to see Judge Cotton in Scott County, our sessions judge. He's been there for a long time. And I like Judge Cotton, but I believe Judge Cotton's made a bad mistake. And I just wondered if Campbell County has been doing some of the same. There's a man it's a Barnett, out of Kentucky that's been operating a ankle bracelet business out of his car. And Knox County has 400,000 people in it. They got 5 people with ankle bracelets. Scott County has 20,000 people, and yesterday or day before yesterday, Friday, they had 73 in ankle bracelets. And the person that's running that business out of his car, if he puts an ankle bracelet on any client, he gets $10 a day. And at that rate in Scott County, it's $5,110 a week. That's a pretty good payday. And we've had I don't know where any of you has looked in got the Knoxville News Sentinel for yesterday, but there's the story is on 4 different pages, but if you put them all together, they would cover 2 full pages of that story. I mean, complete pages. And it's been a big deal. And I just wonder what's going to happen, being that Amanda and her deal, it doesn't seem to be even in the same neighborhood as Judge Cotton's, and see how it works. Even Judge Cotton and Judge Sexton is having some disagreements, because according to Judge Sexton, Mr. Cotton had taken 2 of his prisoners, which he gave them, I guess, probation or something, and put them back in jail, or had the ankle bracelets put on them, and at $10 a day, $70 a week, $300 a month, or $3,600, $650, $3,650, yeah, to wear the bracelet, and some of those bracelet things is on for a year or longer. They don't. It's been hard to get their court dates and stuff like that, and none of the I guess public defenders was questioning any of that. And so if the client, if they fail to pay Mr. Barnett, and they had to pay by money order according to the paper, I'm pretty sure, Judge Cotton would have them put back in jail. So it's been a mess, and so here's one thing that I want to mention. Judicial District Attorney General Jared Effner, whose jurisdiction includes Scott County, said his staff has never sought to jail anyone for not paying Barnett, and would never do so because the law doesn't allow it. So if the law doesn't allow it, and it's been, I don't know how long it's been going on. One guy called me and said that he had been on it for 7 months. So he's been paying out quite a bit. Well, but you have to, and he did tell me what he was on the bracelet for, and I was in favor of him having a bracelet on. because of the crime that he committed. But I think it should be a capital crime in the neighborhood of murder or attempted murder or rape. And that would, or destroying a large amount of property or something where, person is apt to hit the road jack. But a lot of those are just petty crimes. I mean, just petty crimes. And so it's going to be very interesting to see what happens to Mr. Cotton. And I just wondered, now I was also called and said that Mr. Barnett had Whitley County and McQuarrie County under contract of providing ankle bracelets, and like I said, doing that kind of a business where if it was going that, it could be $1 million a year out of his car. So I can't see that Amanda Salmons, what she did was even near this offense, but I wonder what will happen. But there's no question, Judge Cotton has been in that seat probably 30 years. He's been there a long time. And I just wondered if there's anybody over here knows anybody that has an ankle bracelet. I just now if it was legal and they would allow me, I would probably actually start my own business providing ankle bracelets. If I can get even 50 people, that's 200 if for a year, $200,000. Pretty good job. And I'm sure those ankle bracelets, you got to buy the equipment, and the equipment may cost you $50,000 or even $100,000. But if you can make your money back and double that money in a year, it's not a bad deal, is it? But then I talked again today to someone says, well, I think as far as the county is concerned, I think that's a good deal. Well, that's what Judge Cotton said. I thought it was a good deal for our county, that it cost us more than that to keep a prisoner up. It's costing us $30 to $40 a day to keep up a prisoner. And so instead of us keeping them up, let them go home and wear a bracelet. And then I had one guy to call in and says, my son told Mr. Barnett that Mr. Barnett told him that he could go anywhere he wanted to. He could go to California, he could go to Michigan, he could go wherever, because they would know where he was at. But I have a little bit of different thought about it, that it's excessive for the simple reason and it states right on the headlines, that poor people is the one that's really getting hammered with this. And I think it's a way that we are actually not encouraging is not the word, but pushing people into a position to where they almost have to steal or do things to get money, because usually when someone has an ankle bracelet on, it's very hard for them to get employment. And the one guy that challenged this whole thing was on a fixed income and saying, I can't pay it. Well, according to Mr. Effner, no, he don't have to pay it. And the judge can't put him in jail. Because once he makes bond, or he pays that bondsman for that, there's no way that they can put the ankle bracelet on, and it's not legal according to our district attorney. So if there's no one out there got an ankle bracelet on Campbell County, I guess it's maybe a good thing, or it might be a bad thing. Maybe Judge Cotton is really on to something, because he said, you know, I'm a pioneer and I try new things to cut the cost in our county. Well, for, I guess, homeowners and stuff like that, it does cut the cost somewhat, because it costs a lot more than $10 a day to keep anybody in prison. You're on the air. Go ahead, you're on the air. I wonder why they hung up. Now, Mr. Jerry Chadwell and Bob Fannin's supposed to be on my show here sometime tonight. I think one of them at a time. You're on the air.
Yes, Ariel. Is Campbell County putting ankle bracelets on the inmates now?
I don't know. That's what I've been trying to find out, because this was a big story that was brought to me last night. And I don't have any idea.
My brother says they're probably out in jail.
Well, the thing about it is, what Judge Cotton has done is, if you want out of jail, you pay $130 to get the bracelet put on, and then you pay $10 a day for someone to monitor it, and then you can go home. And and his way of thinking that this is I guess a way to save the county money. But if you got 73 people with ankle bracelets on, how many of those actually can afford $300 a month and to stay out, and can they even work? And if they don't have a job, they're not going to get one.
That's right.
And what are they going to do? They're going to go out here in the neighborhood and start stealing or doing everything they possibly can to
go right back to jail
to stay alive. Well, I've said it many times here in Campbell County and in Scott County. They don't have to go out and police and look around and see who's buying or who's selling drugs. And they're on probation, and so they've been paying so much money out. And now they have told me that there's people that's told me that they have paid high as $300 a month on probation, and but whenever they get that paid off, they know exactly where to go arrest them again, and then they're on probation again, because they're not going to let them quit paying that money, because it's a money cow. They just keep and it just keeps rotating and rotating. And I know there's a lot of people out there does not believe what I believe. I believe that everybody that's been arrested and convicted on marijuana should be let out of jail today. They should not be in jail.
No.
If Colorado, Oregon, Washington State, Washington D.C., and other states allow it to happen, all Americans should have the same right.
That's right.
And so why would we put, because we spend millions of dollars in our tax dollars upkeeping druggies. Well, I shouldn't say it druggies, but people that use this, and I don't know where marijuana is anymore. It's a drug, but it's not as harmful as alcohol. They've proven that time after time after time.
It's not.
Do what?
I said it's not the. My sister's physical therapist told her that that's what she needed, but it's not legal. So.
Well, there's a lot of people say, I've had loved ones to say, hey, if you're nervous or if you've got problems, there's different things that just smoke you a marijuana cigarette, sit down and relax and forget it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't believe in taking drugs. But if those drugs can help you, now I take drugs because I take 7 pills a day. I take 4 pills for sugar, and I've got sugar diabetes. I took 4 pills since 2 o'clock this morning, and still my blood is over 300.
Oh my goodness.
And it's over 300 right now, and I don't.
Are you taking insulin?
Huh?
You taking insulin?
No, I just on pills, but I don't know what happened about 2 or 3 months ago. It might be somebody says it's stress over my son or something. I don't know.
That's probably what it is.
The
doctor knows it, don't he?
And I've got well, I went to the doctor last Monday, and that's when they put me on an extra pill. I take 4 pills a day. And so anyway, this morning it was 306. It's been between 220 and 290, but this morning it was over 300. And I'll be honest with you, I've not felt good today at all. I was looking forward to Jerry Chadwell and Bob Fannin coming and doing my show. And I could sit back and just sit here till the show's over and let them do whatever they want to.
Well, make sure you get a lot of fruit in your diet. No, and fruit and stuff in your diet, or not a lot, but enough.
Sometimes I think it might be one of my problems. One of my problems. I might be eating too much fruit. I love fruit and I love tomatoes. Mm-hmm. And I just wonder if tomatoes is, but I cut.
Tomatoes okay.
Okay, but boy, I love peaches. I absolutely, and so I'll eat just a snack of peaches almost every day.
Tomatoes has natural sugar in them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Mario, I'll let you go.
Appreciate it.
I hope you get feeling better.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, I've had it all set up. I've had 2 guests, and I had one person supposed to call me, because we had some good, even more than one person, because we had some good discussions last week about the job for state representative. You're on the air.
Mario, it sounds like Judge Cotton is getting a kickback on them ankle bracelets.
Well, he says right here that he honestly, he says, let me just see where it's at. It says that Cotton admitted he did not know where Barnett's firm was based. It's based in Kentucky and did not contact any other counties in which Barnett said he operated, did not seek any background checks or information on Barnett for his firm, and never sought approval from Scott County Commission to do business with Barnett. And he and Barnett denies ever having met before Cotton began using his firm. Cotton denies reaping any financial benefit from the arrangement. So this thing is big because of the Knoxville News Sentinel is on the front page of yesterday's paper, and on page 11, 12, and 13 it's got at least half pages of and other advertising on the pages, not no other stories about this whole thing, and it's so much, but
Judge Cotton better be careful saying he didn't have any dealings with that man prior to him using his ankle bracelets. Your general sessions judge will be in the same boat ours is in.
That's what I'm saying. The reading this story, I can't see where Amanda did anything near the possibility of what this could be. And like I say, I know Judge Cotton for many, many years, like Judge Cotton, but all my years of doing this, and which I'm on my 23rd year, and I've never because I know somebody or I like them, I try to tell it like it is. And this story just don't look good for Judge Cotton.
By Judge Cotton ordering that many of those ankle bracelets, he has to be benefiting some way or another.
Well, that's the thing about it. How when you look at Knoxville, they've got at least 400,000 people or more in Knox County. They've only got 5 people with ankle bracelets. They have committed capital crimes. Scott County, 20,000 people, has 73. And you take 20,000 to 400,000, that would be 520. That's 20 times. What would it be? Let me just make sure I get this right. 400, this would be 5 every 100,000, so it'd be 20, and 20 times 70, say, would be they'd have 1,040 people in Knox County with them on, or something like that. So it don't add up. And
Scott County had the number of ankle bracelets based on the population as Knox County, most they would ever possibly have would be 20 or 25.
Or 1 or 2. Because stop and think, you put 20,000 into there's 5 times at every 100,000. So it would be, there's 20 times as many people. So you'd have to take 20 times 73 and be 6 and 6, 1,460 people would have ankle bracelets in Knoxville at the same rate.
Now, did you say he was operating that business out of his car?
Yes. Absolutely. I appreciate your call, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
It's break time. We'll be back after these words from our sponsors.
Hi, I'm Mark Beckman with Independent Insurance Consultants. You know the annual election period's right around the corner. What is an annual election period? Well, that's the time of year that you can change your Medicare plan for next year. You might have a Medicare Advantage plan, you might have prescription drug coverage, and you might be wondering what's going on, or is this the right plan for me to stay on for another year? I help people kind of go through the options that are available. I try to help them understand the differences from the plan they've got and what it might be for next year. And if they're interested in information about other plans, I help with that too. A lot of good options out there. Medicare is not one size fits all. If you need some help, or if you'd like me to get some information together for you, my phone number is 866-691-5571.
RaisX has a friendly service with a family environment, with that country kick. It's a family-owned with delicious food, offering breakfast, lunch, supper all day long, and great steaks, wonderful salmon. Also, for that sweet tooth, pies and much more. For the kids, games, daily specials, dine in or carry out. Call 423-569-3354. Call RaisX today.
Riggs Drugs has been a part of Campbell County for generation after generation, serving our friends and neighbors. And now we have redesigned our store to better serve you. It's the same knowledgeable and friendly staff, but a new look and new technology to ensure you get your prescriptions fast. We've always got you covered from prescriptions to all your home health needs. We've always been more than a pharmacy, still offering a huge selection of gifts and decor here at the new and improved Riggs Drugs.
Hi, I'm Linda Kilgore. This is my 35th year with State Farm, my 25th year here in Campbell County. I'm not a high-pressure salesman. I like to just sit down with my customers and help them decide what's right for them. Thank you, and I hope to see you soon.
I tell you what, with these 4 machines, we've covered all the bases. We've got a party barge, a mud beast, a couple of nasty ATVs for guys who just love to get dirty. Like the Razor High Lifter Edition, this machine is built for the mud. Basically, it's a water buffalo. It will take you through the mud and brush like you wouldn't believe.
Located next door to Value Mart Furniture and Appliance, come out and see Dennis and Will for all your hunting and fishing needs today. We have a great selection of Walther P22, Smith & Wesson, Remington, and 6 Hour, just to name a few of our top line selections. We carry a full selection of ammunition and knives. Tennessee Outdoors is also your local Husqvarna Power Equipment dealer. We're also the local Smoky Mountain Water distributor. We rent water coolers and offer home or office delivery. And don't forget, we also carry a full line of Rug Doctor carpet and upholstery cleaners for rental. Most major credit cards accepted. Financing and layaway is available. Tennessee Outdoors in Huntsville, Tennessee.
Okay, folks, and we're back. And folks, again, if you need a golf cart or if you need just a place to go browse around, and you ladies, he's got plenty of those purses y'all like on the different kinds, different sizes. He's got jackets, he's got boots, he's got a lot of antiques, he got golf carts. Hey, and the man keeps everything nicely, and he even has some lick fork walking sticks down there where he went out, him and his buddy or somebody, and they cut a hole through them.
How's that help? Okay.
Where they put a strap on it where you put it around your arm and go down through there, you know, and you got a little
okay, got you.
lick fork walking stick. Anyway, I got my friend Bob Fannin here with me, and you know, I like getting Bob's money. I don't know how much he's got, but I like getting as much of it as I can. So, Bob, a lot of people say, well, you let Bob on. I let Bob on for money, just like I do everybody else.
Yeah.
I wish
he comes by regularly.
I wish I could get as much money for everybody that comes by as I do you.
We years ago, we've supported senior citizen ever since 1974. We was the first one ever to be the sponsor, and a lady, I can't remember the lady's name, in 1974, who was heading up at the time, and they invited us for Christmas dinner one day, my wife and I, and we went down there, and she said, well, when I go in, they just give me a check like I'm on the payroll. And that's what we feel with you. When you come in, you're on the payroll.
Yeah, I just go in. I even go in the office and I hand them a bill, and that's it.
Yes, sir.
So, anyway, last week, I don't know where you got to see the show or not, but you know, we had a good discussion here, and Hazel Valley got in on the show and talking, and the representative for Mr. Powers got in, and we talked somewhat. And one of the things that I guess Mr. Powers, representative, he mentioned several things that Mr. Powers had and was working toward and stuff like that. But then he said you was a one issue person.
Well, first of all, I would like to know what my opponent's been working on. I mean, he can get his picture in the paper a lot, but you know, the jobs down here at A&S Steel were the new company. He had very little to do with that. It was mostly the county mayor and the assistant, Mr. Wallace. It's, you know, anytime there's a photo op or a ribbon cutting, he will be there. You don't see me too many of those, but I do the work prior to that, you know, so in the city, and so we'll let the other people take their pictures. I don't take a good picture anyway. But I'm more than a one issue person. I mean, my number one issue, if you'll let me go, is Insure Tennessee.
Well, I'll let you.
And Insure Tennessee is something that the Governor Haslam, a Republican, the leader of his party in the state of Tennessee, the governor, put down Insure Tennessee, which would insure up to 328,000 people, up to 69,000 veterans, would create somewhere between 40 to 60,000 jobs. And again, there was over 14,000 deaths in the last 4 years, according to InsureTennessee.org, that occurred because of no insurance. We had a lady in Clinton I read about today Tracy Foster. And they had another of those in committee while they was down there, had to be forced to go back down there. And they were down there, and she has bladder cancer, young lady, in her 30s, can't work, don't qualify for teen care. It's just go home and die. The vote was 2-6 and 1. One Democrat voted yes, and Ken Yeager reached across the aisle and voted yes this time. And I appreciate Senator Yeager voting yes. But this is not a Republican or a Democratic or independent issue. This is a life and death.
Well, they even accused you on...
I'm going to finish. This is life and death.
Okay.
And if my opponent chooses death over life at no charge to any Tennesseans, this Insure Tennessee is set up by the governor, the leader of his party. The reason Mr. Powers is in the office is he went in on his coattails 6 years ago. And now he's turning away from the leader of his party and voting no, and is not for that. And it's not politics. This is life and death. So the people out there is going to have to choose. This is not Democratic and Republican, independent. These are issues that you need to. I'm a one-issue man. That's not true. Education. The educators around here, they're underpaid, overworked, too large of classrooms. They have to buy a lot. They have to take out of their own wallet a lot of money to buy their own supplies. The children has to buy supplies and bring it to school. Yet my opponent, he chose to not only take away their bargaining power for salary, take away their tenure. State employees. Now, over the last 8-9 years, if you look it up on the internet, they've been average around 1%. 1% pay raise each year. And this year they got a little bit higher because it's election year and a lot more seats are being challenged. My opponent voted to take their longevity pay away. Doesn't make any sense. DMV, we don't have a driver's license, and then now it's moved to a center. Now it's you have to drive to Oak Ridge. It's been moved to Oak Ridge. I think every county in the state of Tennessee should have a driver's license center and a place for our children and not only our children to get their driver's license, but also a place for that we can go get IDs so we can vote. That has to be in there too a little bit. You have to play with a little bit of words here because now they're making the elderly to get an ID to go to Oak Ridge, and they just soon not vote if they drive to Oak Ridge and back, So one issue, no. Then we talk about roads. Let's talk about roads. We haven't updated our roads in 6 years. 6 years ago we could have done this. We were priority number one. We could get I-40, I-75 inside the state of Tennessee, bridges, state roads, and everything for nothing. Now it would cost around 4.5 cents increase on a gas tax to do what we need to do. We need about $700 million. We went to a meeting, about $700 million a year for the next 10 years to upgrade our roads. And our roads are falling apart. I've been around the state roads, and our roads are falling apart, and we need to act and act now because it's not going to get any cheaper next year. One issue? No, I'm not. I'm more than one issue. These 5 points are major points, and we need to correct them. It's not about Democrats. It's not about a Republican. It's about me representing the 36th district with the passion that I'm saying right now, and and the energy that I have for all 5 of these.
Well, I actually had people to call in. I don't know where you've seen or heard all that was made the statement. I don't know whether they were attached to Powers anyway or not. That may not be, but said that you was in it for the money because of what you do. Insure Tennessee, does that bring more business to
you know, I hadn't even thought about it that way, but yeah, you have more. These people are still buying their prescriptions, okay?
Right.
But would it relieve them a lot if they would have a copay instead of paying full price for these prescriptions? And you got to understand the doctors are working with them the best way they can.
Well, it's not going to increase the amount of medicine people get. It's just
no, it's just going to who's
going to pay for it.
Yes. And again, it is free. The state of Tennessee, one of the things that Governor Haslam had done is made sure that he could opt out of this at any time if anything changed. The few $1 million that Tennessee would have to pay is going to be paid by the hospital associations, because the indigent care, the free care that we're giving throughout the state of Tennessee is hitting over $1 billion. And so if they have to pay $100 to $200 million, that's $800 million saved per year for a long time. And they don't understand another thing. Insure Tennessee is not Medicaid expansion. Dr. Briggs from Knoxville, a Republican from Knoxville, it is not and he is for Insure Tennessee. He did heart surgery on my brother, very good physician, cardiologist. He is for Insure Tennessee because it's not Medicaid expansion. Representative Overbay from Maryville, a Republican from Maryville, they put a lot of dollars behind him, the Republicans did, to beat him, and he is a Republican in the primary. He won anyway, and he's for Insure Tennessee. We've got a lot of good folks. Ken Yeager.
Why does people against Insure? But then the representative.
Why would they turn against their governor? And because there is still a chance that Ms. Clinton, Secretary Clinton, may win this presidency. I mean, as of today, it was very, very close. And if she does win, there won't be any Insure Tennessee. There'll be expanded Medicaid.
Yeah. You're on the air.
Good evening, Mr. R.L.
Go ahead.
How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good.
How's your son?
He's got a long ways to go, but he's doing better.
Okay, good. There was a comment that Mr. Bannon made there about the streets and highways here in Campbell County. He said he's been on about all of them.
On the state highways lately, yes, sir.
Okay, what about I would say, the roads going out to Demery, to the boat dock?
Yeah, these are county roads that needs to be addressed. Now, if you're aware or not aware, our governor called the legislators back into a session last week because there's going to lose $62 million in road funds. Now, whether they saved all that or not, they haven't decided. The federal government hasn't decided if they're going to take anything away from them. They ignored the federal government, wouldn't follow the rules, we may lose $62 million. If we lose $62 million from the federal government, it will come down to the state won't have enough money to do their things. They won't give the county any money, and they won't give the cities any money.
Okay, that's basically the point I was getting to on those. It seems as though back when I was growing up some 30-some years ago, that I was going to the lake and stuff, I mean, the roads were out in that area was just, they were okay, but they wasn't the greatest. But your city streets and your state streets and your county streets in the city to where people come to actually visit to see if they want to move here. I've got a street, I live in the city here, my street out here looks, I don't know, I would say it's close to Horse and Buggy Street.
Yeah, you got grass growing up through the pavement probably.
Yeah, you go 25 miles out into the boonies, and you got one that looks like an interstate, and my point to that is it seems to me like people are taking care of more tourism than they are the people that actually have to drive on these streets going to work every day that actually support supports this county more than anyone.
You got to remember though, again, you got county roads, you got state roads, you got city roads, and
See my point though. I'm not
Yes,
trying to put you on the spot, but
and
that's what I'm trying to make. You've got a lot of people that have to drive these roads every day, to where most of the people that come in here are just summer visitors.
yeah, and when we had the landslide up on the interstate, they came 20 down 25W and down through Elk Valley, and it's destroyed those state roads.
Oh, it destroyed the
Elk
Valley Road.
I mean, Elk Valley, one portion of it is where you got guardrails and you got a big embankment.
Yeah, 297.
Hey, it's almost about to cave in.
Yeah, I know where it's at.
Yes, and that's dangerous. You come out right there at Huntsville. Yes.
Yes, and that's what I was getting to. I mean, it's a shame that you can make it to somewhere where you can't even put your boat in anymore. For a local, and but now driving to work for someone or something else, it beats through vehicles to death. I'll let you guys know.
But it does.
Appreciate your call.
I've been in Union County, Maynard, towards Maynardville over the weekend. I've been to up Duff and around Elk Valley and up in White Oak and everything. And I'm telling you, a lot of these are state roads, okay? And these are not issues, a Democratic issue or a Republican issue. This is an issue that has to be resolved. And I will put my leadership and my ability to solve these problems against my opponent anytime. I've ran a business for 42 years. I had to make payroll. I had to pay my bills. I've run a successful business for 42 years. Mr. Powers has worked for people. He's never had to make payroll. He doesn't have the ability. Now, he has the ability, the flashy ability of showing up in the newspapers and getting on WLAF and the Follett Press and the Jellicoe paper and all this. He gets his picture in the paper a lot, but I'll put my leadership against him anytime, and I challenge my opponent at any time. Any place, anywhere, I'll show up and talk to him about these issues.
Well, now, I did ask the person that called in and was acting as if he was representing Mr. Powers, and I asked what does, in his platform, Mr. Powers, what is it locally that he actually has achieved? And he come up with, like abortion and...
Well, these are personal views, and we all have those.
Right. You're on the air.
There's one thing about it. He sure don't suffer from camera shyness.
No, Mr. Pratt, my opponent does not. I won't say his name anymore. And I'm sort of shy. It doesn't sound like it, but I'm sort of shy. Sometimes I feel like I'm a duck out of water. But
to the work, and you ain't out there for the show. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am. And I appreciate your vote when it comes election time. Okay.
There's 6 in our household, and I guarantee you've got every one of them.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. And and I've got another race that I'm running too. I'm running for re-election of the city council. And so I'm working 2 at one time. Yeah. Brother Bill's holding down the drugstore. So we'll...
So I don't want to hear you say anything negative about your brother anymore.
I won't for a while. But we talked to MTAST several months ago, and not only did they say that it was legal I could hold both positions, but they encouraged me to, because they would love to see, because they represent the cities, they would love to see some city councilmen in the state, so they would have some pull with us.
You're on the air.
I know that from what I can tell, and I know Mr. Fannin, and he's been good to an awful lot of people. He cares about people. And, his opponent, Powers for the People, I think it's more smoke and mirrors. The only thing that I know him to do was he did help that little redhead girl that got sent out down there at the bar in Carroll. And that's the only thing I ever know him to do for this district here now. I think he's a yes man for Nashville, and I'm going to hang up what you talk about.
Well, my opponent has, he did sponsor that bill, you know, where that little lady was, came from Ohio, I believe, and set a lady down that was mentally handicapped and everything.
That's been several years
yes,
ago.
and again, and I applaud him for that, and I'll give him credit for anything that he has achieved. But let's just talk about the city of Follett and the county has voted to build a bridge on Dossett Lane, and it's going to cost us $580,000. Well, Mr. Powers got with our city administrator and Mr. Wallace and got that going, and I passed on that. I said, boys, let's make sure we get 3 things done at one time. I'm all for that if we can get a second exit coming out of the back door of the high school, so we don't have that congestion at one place. Also, what if there was a tragedy there, or a wreck or something? The kids have to stay in school. So, and then the second project would be widening Memorial Drive, okay, and so the kids could come out the backside, either go towards Pinecrest or go Memorial Drive, hit Dossett Lane, and go up to a red light, and then they can turn right or left, either way they want to go. And that would really, if we did that and put those phases together where they come out exactly the same, I could be for that. But just to get across the railroad tracks to the helicopter, when a helicopter takes 10 to 15 minutes to warm up, and it takes a patient, usually it takes a patient for them to get a patient ready to go, to be transported around 45 minutes. They have plenty of time to do that. To spend $590,000 our part, $5 million state's part, it's not worth that unless we do the other 2 projects too.
You're on the air.
Oriel, I just got a quick question I wanted to ask Mr. Fannin.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, are they voting early for the November election, Bob, or what?
Yes, I believe it starts, don't hold me to this, but I believe it starts October 17th.
October the 17th?
Yeah, early election voting starts the 15th or 17th, okay?
And that's for president, and that's for everything.
My mom, I had to drive me. I'm in a wheelchair, so she wants to get me out for early vote.
Okay. Well, it'll be in the paper again, all the papers, just when you get the press or something, or come to WLF.com or call here at the radio station, and they will tell you. I can't remember right off. It's the 15th or 17th, okay?
Okay, and I just want you to know you got my vote.
I appreciate that very much, okay?
Okay, thanks a lot, buddy.
Thank you.
And I had some people come from Lake City the other day and asking me, and this really bothers them. They want to vote for Trump, but they want to vote for me, and they're confused. If they vote for Trump, do they have to go straight down the list, a Republican list? No, you don't. You can vote for president, you pick whoever you want to vote for. State representative, whoever you want to vote for. Congress, whoever you want to vote for.
It's a general vote.
It's a general election. I'll do this all the time. I voted for Republicans, Democrats, and Independents.
I do too.
And so I'm not a one. I can cross over party lines. I mean, you've seen me work with this council down here.
Well, nationally, I pretty much stay nationally one way, but whenever it goes away from that, I vote any way I want.
Well, I mean, even nationally, if they would work across the aisle, we would be a lot better off than we are right now. You know that. And I know that.
Oh, absolutely.
And so I wouldn't vote for anyone who puts party above people. I would never vote for anybody who puts party above people.
I agree with you. You're on the air.
Yeah, well, I just wanted last week when the young man representing Dennis Powers, I asked him to show or explain what he had done, but I had to leave. Did he ever explain what Dennis Powers had done for Campbell County?
Well, basically, I mean, and I don't know exactly how much the young man, or if he's actually a representative, but basically, he stayed with national things. This is what Dennis stands for, was, you know, the abortion.
You know, he get his name in the paper and his picture and all that. I mean, what he had done for the people. You know?
But now, he never did come up with anything, any one thing that was directed at that I did that wasn't a national issue. You know, abortions, right to life, and all this. There was just
Second Amendment stuff.
Second Amendment, yeah.
Which I'm for too. I mean, you know, I don't want my guns taken away.
But they ain't going to take guns. No. They ain't even ever insinuated that.
So, you know, I'm on the same page as.
Get behind the man sitting with you there and help Campbell County.
Hey, it's all about leadership. It's all about putting people before party. And at no time in my life would I put myself, my party, above the people that I serve. And I never have.
Appreciate your call, buddy.
All right, thank you. I don't believe in just promoting one party because you get your picture in there.
I don't either.
Well, I'd probably break the camera anyway. They don't want to take my picture. You know, in the last couple of weeks, I've been endorsed by unions, teacher union, a bunch, and I haven't been able to. My opponent gets them in because he is. Let me see. How's I want to say this? He is the leader of term limits. Okay, term limits.
Right.
Well, his term is up. Okay, but
well, now listen. I got to take a break.
Well, let me finish this one thought. But he's been recognized for term limits. He's nationally and everything. I've been endorsed by, and he gets it in the newspapers and on WLF.com and all this. And I've been endorsed by all these unions, and nobody said anything.
Well, wait a minute. This has been trying to get in for a long time. You're on the air.
All right, we'll give Bob challenge your listening audience for someone to call in with one thing he's done, not nationally, but for Campbell County.
Not in Campbell County, just the 36th district.
Okay, appreciate your call.
Thank you.
We'll be back after these words from our sponsors.
Mark Beckman. I'm with Independent Insurance Consultants. I appreciate you watching my commercials over the last year, and you know, Blake McCoy finances all these for us, and I appreciate RL this last year. Medicare is pretty complicated. There's at least 3 different types of insurance you can get that goes along with your Medicare. You can get an original Medicare supplement or Medigap policy. We've got these Medicare Advantage or all-in-one type plans, and then a lot of folks have their own retirement insurance, and all they need is a Part D prescription drug plan. With all those types of options, sometimes figuring out what you need or whether what you have is what you need can be confusing. If I can ever help with any of those questions, please give me a call. My phone number is 866-691-5571.
Welcome to RaisX.
RaisX has a friendly service with a family environment. With that country kick, it's a family-owned with delicious food, offering breakfast, lunch, supper all day long, and great steaks, wonderful salmon. Also, for that sweet tooth, pies and much more. For the kids, games, daily specials, dine in or carry out. Call 423-569-3354. Call RaisX today.
Riggs Drugs has been a part of Campbell County for generation after generation, serving our friends and neighbors. And now we have redesigned our store to better serve you. It's the same knowledgeable and friendly staff, but a new look and new technology to ensure you get your prescriptions fast. We've always got you covered from prescriptions to all your home health needs. We've always been more than a pharmacy, still offering a huge selection of gifts and decor here at the new and improved Riggs Drugs.
Hi, my name is Jeremy Pierce. I may not be Jake from State Farm, but I do wear khakis. I've been here with Linda Kilgore's office for 2 years, I enjoy helping people make a decision regarding their insurance based on their needs and wants. I'm fully licensed. I enjoy selling auto, home, and life insurance. So feel free to come in or call in anytime, and I'll be glad to help you.
I tell you what, with these 4 machines, we've covered all the bases. We've got a party barge, a mud beast, a couple of nasty ATVs for guys who just love to get dirty. Like the Razor High Lifter Edition, this machine is built for the mud. Basically, it's a water buffalo. It will take you through the mud and brush like you wouldn't believe.
Located next door to Value Mart Furniture and Appliance, come out and see Dennis and Will for all your hunting and fishing needs today. We have a great selection of Walther P22, Smith & Wesson, Remington, and 6 Hour, just to name a few of our top line selections. We carry a full selection of ammunition and knives. Tennessee Outdoors is also your local Husqvarna Power Equipment dealer. We're also the local Smoky Mountain Water distributor. We rent water coolers and offer home or office delivery. And don't forget, we also carry a full line of Rug Doctor carpet and upholstery cleaners for rental. Most major credit cards accepted. Financing and layaway is available. Tennessee Outdoors in Huntsville, Tennessee.
Oh, we're back, and folks, Bob, if you hadn't been down to Ron's golf carts, he has some good golf carts down there, and I know you love running your golf cart.
Yes, about run to death.
But anyway, he has nice, and he's always got something that for you to look at, and I guarantee you. And folks, no matter where you're at, if you're can hear my voice, and you are out there any lakeside park, or you're out on the farm or whatever, you come by and see him and tell him that RL sent you. And as far as leasing or renting a golf cart, he might give you a pretty good discount.
Well, other things that I'd like to bring up is our state parks. And 36th District is blessed with several state parks. I mean, not only Cove Lake, we got Norse Dam, Big Ridge,
Anderson County Park.
Yes, and we got the one in Jellicoe, and I can't remember the name. Indian Mountain. And when I go to Jellicoe, all they asked me to do, they closed the swimming pool at Indian Mountain. Closed it. At Cove Lake, knowing this event's going to happen, we had to run thousands of children, small children, running track down there, cross country. Mm-hmm. Parked all the way to Shoney's on the curb of the road, all the way up to half a mile. The parking lots were full.
Yeah, they're about halfway to Jacksboro.
Yeah, and
I've seen them.
And the grass was not mowed; it was 6 to 8 inches high. Now we're not upkeeping. Went to Norse Park where the campers are over the holidays, just to see what kind of shape they're in, and they were completely full. But the bathrooms, the toilets, the showers that they have to use, dilapidated. They're doing their best, but they're dilapidated. They've cut over $175 million in the last 5 years out of taking care of parks that we have spent hundreds of millions in starting. So we need to upkeep our parks. Went to Fall Creek Falls over the weekend, and beautiful park, the golf course, lake for fishing, hiking. If you've never seen Fall Creek Falls, when it's been raining, it's a beautiful area. Mm-hmm. Talked to many employees down there. They're scared for their jobs. The golf course was in pitiful shape, and the accommodations weren't so nice. The food was great. Of course, I eat anything, but food was terrific. But we need to, if we're going to have these parks, we need to put the monies into these parks to upgrade them and keep them upgraded.
Right.
And make sure these people are accountable if they are not.
Well, I'll tell you, there is, but it's Anderson County Park. Anderson County, I guess TVA donated that land. Now they keep that thing up, but we pay $285 a month to have.
I didn't go into that one because there doesn't the one of the boat marinas and stuff assist in doing that?
No.
Oh, they don't. Okay.
No. No. But I'll tell you what. One thing that really irked me this year, I went to the boat docks. I went to 2 of them, and I wanted to just leave my boat, 3 months or 6 months or whatever it is, and you had to sign a contract for 1 year or you were not allowed to park there.
Well, they got you there. You either put them in or out, or leave them for a year.
I found out something other that I can do. I can go get me a pontoon, a big pontoon, an old one. It's just got good pontoons, fix a bed, put a little motor on it, and I can take it anywhere on that lake I want to. I can stake it down, and I can park my boat right on it.
Well, in a lot of areas too around TVA will give you permission to build a little boathouse and stuff like that.
You're not allowed to do that no more.
We're talking about a dock for your boat.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, you can.
Yeah, yeah.
If they give you permission.
You can't build a residence on the lake anymore.
No.
But anyway, you was mentioning something about what your opponent did, and I know you had a piece of paper here that
this was where he received U.S. Term Limit Award. Now he's not talking about state. It's what I read. It's just for Congress. And I believe in term limits. Our forefathers evidently knew someday this may happen, so that has made it very difficult to change term limits or anything, or ratify anything. You have 37 states or 36, 37 states has to ratify, approve it by 67 or 70%, and before it goes in, it still has to be passed by Congress. Both House and Senate has to have the supermajority. It's tough to.
But it's good. It's good.
It's good. It's good politics.
It's good
reading
stuff to talk about.
Oh, it's good reading.
It can't happen.
Well, it can happen, but
no, it can't happen.
Well, it would take years and years and years and years.
But now, as much as we would,
you get a picture in the paper.
Huh?
You get your picture in the paper.
And the reason why, when you mentioned this to me last week at the young man that called in, and he said about the abortion or about other things and the Second Amendment, those things, he says, in Sure Tennessee is never going to happen. It can't happen.
I heard a commentator on TV said it's dead on arrival. Deal, yeah. No, that's what our patients are who don't have insurance. Okay.
You're on the air.
I want to tell you what I think about term limits. People of the 36th district, which is all of Campbell Union and all the 36th district, need to put a stop to the term limit and vote Dennis Powers out of there.
What did he say?
Vote Dennis Powers ASS out of there.
Oh, okay. Appreciate the call. Now, but my reason why I'm going to tell you, I'm against term limits for one reason. If you've got somebody that's good, then you need to keep them as long. But if they're not doing the job, they need to be removed. And you do that by your vote. That's why we go vote.
As I said, our forefathers put it in there for a reason, and it made it hard to change. Okay? And it's a show. It's a show and tell for people who, like my opponent, right now receiving the U.S. Term Limits Award. Okay, whatever that is.
What is that?
I have no idea.
But now, I want,
I just been endorsed by ACLU, and I don't get any publicity at all, okay?
and I'm gonna tell you another issue, I mean, no matter what you say, or I say, or he says, abortion is not anything that's gonna ever change. It's not because who wants it, who don't want it, because we've had the Republican, president and Senate and the House all at one time, and it's never brought up when they're in there.
We have a vice president candidate, a Democratic vice president candidate, who is pro-life, and Senator Kane. The law of the land is pro-choice, but he is pro-life. He is for the Second Amendment, and you can't, these amendments, to say that Secretary Clinton, I mean, she wants gun control, and sometimes I don't like some of that either, but I got a D or something from the NRA because of one thing. I answered the questions, except there's one thing, magazines, and I said limit to 10, okay? I was called by them and said, if you would say 70, we could give you a higher grade. You're not going to get a higher grade than your candidate because he's the other party.
Right.
I mean, I had the same answer, but I couldn't do that because I said, why other than collectors, which I would be for, why does anybody need a 70 round clip? Well, and I said, he said, well, some hunters like to do that. And I said, the only thing lately that I've seen hunted with a 70 clip is humans, and I cannot do that. If they only had a 10 clip in Orlando, somebody could have grabbed that as that guy took 2 or 3 seconds to load another clip. Somebody might have knocked him down. It could have saved lives. And that's the only, now your guns, other than collectibles and stuff like this, I'm all for it.
I don't think that.
But I mean, when I go hunting, or anybody go hunting, deer hunting, you got to put plugs. Even in Tennessee, you can't have my shotgun. No, you have to plug.
3.
You got to have 3 to 4. I can't remember.
3, I think it is.
I know it's 3.
Well, you know, my little grandson, and all of you know him out there, and he comes home the other day with a Gatling gun. I mean, and it shoots up those little what is it called? Valve or what is it?
It's an automatic.
Yeah, and it shoots 60 of them up to 80 feet. Nerf. That's what a little Nerf thing, and it's like if you see in the movies where these guys have got these shell belts around their shoulders and stuff. And now you think that kid, whenever he gets old enough to have a real gun, that he's going to be satisfied with one that shoots 2 or 3?
Listen,
that's crazy.
I mean, you know, gun control. We got more guns than humans in the United States. So,
absolutely.
So, gun control it's the gun is not who kills the people. It's the people who kills the people. We've got people out there. Just look what happened in New Jersey and New York in the last couple of days with one radical and a terrorist, and it's just and now we don't know if he's hooked to ISIS or not or something, right. But they've got him, so they'll find out, and they'll find out everything about what's going on. What I don't understand is, you know, if I'm going on a vacation and I'm going to Syria or Iraq or Afghanistan or Pakistan or one of these countries who's, you know, is in the middle of these things, you know, I would think that the State Department would check you out pretty doggone, even Turkey would check you out pretty closely. Right. And we have a lot of businesses there, and we have, you know, so there's a lot of travel between the United States and that, but you would think they would monitor these people a little bit better. There's not that, you know, it can be monitored very easily.
I got one other thing that I want to address with you.
Okay.
You know, you guys have going to have a four-wheel party here.
Yes.
And
October 8th.
October the 8th, but now Saturday night We had ours, the fall one. We have one in spring and one in fall. And we still got people that fights and does everything in the world to try to stop that. But anyway, we had, as you know, we had Hank Williams Jr. and we had thousands. I mean thousands and thousands. It was so packed you couldn't get in and park in the venue. You had to go somewhere else and park and somebody come and get you.
I was told that.
It was unreal. But whenever Hank Williams Jr. came in, one of my best friends had to go pick him up at the Oneida Airport. And while they were coming down through there, I'm just going to say what Hank Williams Jr. said. It's not that bad. He just said, turned around to his manager, and he said, "What the hell have you got me into?" He said, "This road, you tore up my equipment, or how did you get it down here, or how this?" And he told him, he said, "You just cool it. We ain't done hurt nothing, but yeah, I will agree with it that the road needs to be done." Well, anyway, he was complaining about that. He gets down there and he puts on the show.
He does. Absolutely.
Oh, he puts on the show. But the band in front of him said, "We tour all the time, year round." And he says, "I have never seen nothing like this in my life." He couldn't believe it. So anyway, I'm in the bird's nest where I can see everything. I have a pass for whatever I want to do. I'm just, and they don't pay me for that. I advertise for them, but they don't pay me for doing this, or they haven't come to the shows or anything. But we have got people that do anything that they can do to stop that. And a guy from one of the world magazines interviewed me. And he come and somebody told him to come and get me and to interview me. So anyway, I walked him to the side. He said, "I can't understand. Why is the people against this? What's wrong here? This is one of the biggest of these things that happens." In 2008, and that's when we started, this industry nearly died. We were all losing our jobs. And he's a national manager, or magazine writer for one of the big magazines in the world. And he wanted to know the truth. And you know what I told him?
What's that?
It's just a few people that believes that you shouldn't drink a beer, or you shouldn't act crazy. And there's one person that called me here on this station one time and told me that the kids didn't need anything to do because there's a church on every corner. Now, would you want to comment on that or not?
Well, I mean, when you have events like that, some businesses are hurt. I mean, because they can't get through. Let's say the pharmacies in Oneida. If you're living on this side, the roads are pretty tight. So you got to make plans ahead of time to get your prescription, get your groceries and everything, because the roads are unpassable. You and I both know that. So you've got to make plans ahead of time. You know it's coming, okay? Right. Just like down to Cove Lake with all the children running on it's coming. Let's mow it a week before or 2 or 3 days before. So it's a coming. So you got to do that. But other than that, no, you bring in dollars, you bring in people, but more than that, you bring in the culture of East Tennessee, and you show what we are really like.
We know everybody's not going to act the same.
No, you're going to have some rallies.
And I'm 100% for the churches and to make sure that...
Sure, and the churches do a terrific job too, because a lot of churches has something for the children to do each and every night. Well, some don't, some do.
We even have churches that actually come and put up booths so they can make a lot of money for their church.
For their organization, for mission trips and for stuff like that. Yes.
Absolutely. So I just wonder what kind.
And you've got your high schools that set up booths to make money, sell food, vending, and stuff like that to make for their program. So it's a win situation. But the residents of that area needs to prepare before. You know, when we have parades, we had a homecoming parade, you got to prepare where you're going to be delivering, and hey, deliver up here first.
One person on that road called and said, well, how would you like to sit in your driveway for 45 minutes when you can't get out of your driveway? It's once or twice a year. What I said, okay, you come over to the edge of the road, you stop, you get out, and you put your hand up, and I'm sure that there'll be somebody stop there and let you out.
Well, it's to a crawl. We know that, okay? We understand the roads are to a crawl on Friday and Saturday.
So now I'm going to ask you, how do you come from Big Creek, or from the head up there at Stinking Creek, down here? How do you get down through the woods, and how wide is the roads, and are there any people live on those roads at all?
Oh, yes.
Well, what kind of feedback or kickback you're getting?
These are county roads and stuff like this, and they're complaining about their roads when I'm up that direction, but they're more concerned about they're concerned. A lot of people. Number one thing was roads. Number two was health care.
Yeah.
Jobs.
That's where I'm headed at, on the
roads. Roads. Jobs, healthcare, jobs is the top three that I get, okay? Those are the three that I get, okay? And the economics, is jobs, and you can't go wrong with jobs, and you can't go wrong with free health care. Insure Tennessee won't cost taxpayers a penny. Free health care, this is for the working poor. Free health care doesn't hurt one little person. The leader of their party is for it. The Governor Haslam, is for it. Governor Haslam, I'm going to say, watered down, expanded Medicaid. Now, I took a week off last summer and went to Ohio and Kentucky, visited with pharmacists, doctors, hospitals, and also went to the capital of both states and talked to people, and it's working great. And they took the expanded Medicaid 6 years ago.
Yeah,
and
Kentucky did.
And at the state capitol, both states said about the same thing. It balanced our budget. It's balanced our budget. And we're turning $2.1 billion away every month and send it back. We don't want it. And I have no idea. People are dying.
If they think it won't get spent, there's something wrong.
So the people who are voting against it and don't want to bring it up and don't want it to be an issue, well, it is an issue. It's life and death, and you vote against it, and you don't have another plan. Now, if they had another plan, a better plan, don't have to wait 5 years for it, or 3 years, or 2 years. We've already waited 6. They're accessory to murder. And I will call out Mr. Powers right now and say, Mr. Powers, you're against it. You don't have a plan, but you're letting your people die. You're accessory to murder. And I can't say it any better than that. And any Democrat, Republican, or Independent that does not have a plan in place, use the best plan you've got until you get a better plan in place. And hey, if it costs something, it's unaffordable. That's one thing. This is tax-free, zero cost to the state of Tennessee. And if I get passionate about it, I see people each and every day struggling. Sit down at my consultation desk, and you just don't understand. I've asked congressmen, state representatives, state senators to sit next to me for 2 days, and they would understand. But they don't want to understand. Okay? So I will call him out. And then again, I challenge him. He can pick the monitor that asks the question. He can pick the site. He can predict the time, any time, 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm a pharmacist. I get up. I'll go fill prescriptions. I can go debate Mr. Powers. Okay.
Well, I'd sure like both of them to come here now, but I want to say one other thing. We're going to go break here, and I don't know where you want to stay the rest of the time or not. That's up to you. But because, like I say, folks, he pays for it. He pays dear, and I like for him to be here.
Well, I'd like to talk about the city after this.
Well, this is what I'm going to say to you. Reason why I brought up Big Creek and whatever you think is coming. Serving in the state legislation, if you've got a problem there, no matter what your title is or whatever, or how much money, you have some clout to make something happen. And I will say this, good Lord, our Senator Yeager will work with you.
Yes, he will.
And he will try.
Senator Yeager has to be discouraged sometime with my opponent, because Senator Yeager does probably 80 to 90% of the work, and my opponent takes 70% of the credit. Okay.
Yeah.
So Senator Yeager will probably we can work together.
There's no question. Senator Yeager. Now, folks, I got to tell you, I did not vote for Senator Yeager the first time, and now the senators. They don't have to run but every 4 years, and the state representative has to run every 2 years. And the first time I didn't vote for him, but the last time I did, and this time I will too. You're on the air.
Yeah, is this and Bob going to be in debate on TV there?
I would challenge him, but I don't think he would
I
accept.
don't think he come on there. He's a big chicken. He's heard somebody going to ask him about all that money he spent in them places he shouldn't have spent.
Well, I looked into that, and it'll be coming out probably. I've looked into it myself now, and there is some questions on his financial reports. Okay.
Yeah, I think anybody want to have a debate though, and let the people know a little bit about them. I don't think they can never run.
Well, I'll tell you this. I know that one time Bob said, Ariola, if I will pay for the time for the debate if you can get him to debate me. And I said, no, if I could get them both on here, it'd be good for me. And I'll tell you this, I would actually let each one of them write down the questions that they want to ask the other one.
I'll do one better than that. Dennis does. If my opponent doesn't want to debate me, I will pay for his time on this show to come and answer questions to the public. Okay? I will pay for it.
Okay, appreciate you.
I don't think that is, but he might.
Well, I'm offering that to my opponent right now, that I will pay if he'll come on this show. Okay? And take the questions like I take the questions. I have no problem. I don't have all the answers, but I'll be happy to pay for his time. Okay.
I know one thing, you're passionate about it. We got to run to break. We'll be back out of these words from our sponsors.
Hi folks, this is Mark Beckman with Independent Insurance Consultants. The annual election period, the time of year when you can change your Medicare plan, is right around the corner. We decided to make some new commercials just to make sure that people knew that this year is a especially good year to pay attention to what your coverage is going to do for 2017. You'll be mailed a notification of change pretty soon. If you want help understanding the differences between what your plan is this year and what it's going to be next year, please give me a call. I'll be glad to review that with you. And if you want information about other plans so that you know what your options are, I'll be glad to help out with that too. My phone number is 866-691-5571.
Welcome to RaisX.
RaisX has a friendly service with a family environment, with that country kick. It's a family-owned with delicious food, offering breakfast, lunch, supper all day long, and great steaks, wonderful salmon. Also, for that sweet tooth, pies and much more. For the kids, games, daily specials, dine in or carry out. Call 423-569-3354. Call RaisX today.
Riggs Drugs has been a part of Campbell County for generation after generation, serving our friends and neighbors. And now we have redesigned our store to better serve you. It's the same knowledgeable and friendly staff, but a new look and new technology to ensure you get your prescriptions fast. We've always got you covered from prescriptions to all your home health needs. We've always been more than a pharmacy, still offering a huge selection of gifts and decor. Here at the new and improved Riggs Drugs.
Hi, I'm Ann Love with Linda Kilgore State Farm Agency. I have worked in the insurance and financial services industry for over 20 years, formerly with the John R.W. Brown Agency. I'm a native Campbell County and enjoy helping people with their insurance needs. Stop by and see me for all your insurance needs.
I tell you what, with these 4 machines, we've covered all the bases. We've got a party barge, a mud beast, a couple of nasty ATVs for guys who just love to get dirty. Like the Razor High Lifter Edition, this machine is built for the mud. Basically, it's a water buffalo. It will take you through the mud and brush like you wouldn't believe.
Located next door to Value Mart Furniture and Appliance, come out and see Dennis and Will for all your hunting and fishing needs today. We have a great selection of Walther P22, Smith & Wesson, Remington, and 6 Hour, just to name a few of our top line selections. We carry a full selection of ammunition and knives. Tennessee Outdoors is also your local Husqvarna power equipment dealer. We're also the local Smoky Mountain water distributor. We rent water coolers and offer home or office delivery. And don't forget, we also carry a full line of Rug Doctor carpet and upholstery cleaners for rental. Most major credit cards accepted. Financing and layaway is available. Tennessee Outdoors in Huntsville, Tennessee.
Okay, we're back. Bob, I've asked him to stay around, and you know, he's got another election running here, and it's been a passion. I know since I've been here, he's been on and he's been off, and now it's time to run again, because one time you didn't run. You didn't get beat, did you?
No, I thought I was going to retire, and then no one was running, and so I didn't know what's going to happen this year. So as I said, MTAS and I talked, and they encouraged me to run for both seats, because it would assist them also, because they would have a voice at the state level also, and MTAS would, so from all cities. So I am running for city council, re-election for my city council seat, and I'd appreciate your vote to all citizens out there inside the city. Things that we have accomplished, the thing that I'm most proud of this year is we've worked hard to do our status reports, so our sales tax, that's where, make sure the sales tax that La Follette is supposed to receive, we are receiving it. And I'm proud to announce that we'll be close to receiving this year about $1.1 million. Nothing's changed, just we are getting our money, and this is from our employees, Stan Faust and Joey when she was down there, and James and Jimmy Jeffers, the city administrator, working hard on the status reports every month, and we're catching those that has been moved off the list because of the confusion in Nashville, and we're not losing. So we're going to receive close to $1.1 million more with the same businesses. So that means we've lost 8.8 in the last 8 years. That's not good. And I believe our mayor Stanfield said when we started this and got on to me a little bit, said the money was insignificant. He didn't realize how much it is. When we was doing our budget, and we had $477,000 more at that particular time, he realized how significant it was. So, and I'm not patting myself on the back. We just discussed it, and all the councilmen deserve credit for getting this under control. And so I'm very, very, very proud of that. Also proud of our first responders at our police department. I mean, and at our fire department, I'm sorry. And because our fire department, a couple of years ago, we put in first responding. And since then, we're making more calls from the fire department, as many as ambulances, okay? We're called out all hours for any type of emergency, you know, from drugs to heart attacks to anything, and we're there first. Of course, wrecks, we're there first, and we beat the ambulance there, and we can, up until we got all these people certified as be a first responder, we actually legally could not touch people. You understand?
Right, yeah.
And now we can, and maybe one more step, we'll go a little bit further. And so I'm very, very proud of the fire department, proud of the police department.
I was just fixing to ask you, because you fought so hard for that chief.
Yes, I'm proud of him. We've made a lot of changes at the police department. I believe, in my heart, I believe I will fight hard. I don't know where we'll get the money, but we'll find the money. But I believe the teachers' salary starting salary should be around $50,000. They educate our future.
Absolutely.
Okay? And so if your starting salary, you're going to make a little bit more. I believe our police officers should start around $50,000.
Yeah, I think, to me, the teachers and police are the least, or the most underpaid.
Absolutely.
Than any profession.
Underappreciated, too.
You're not lying.
And
right now, the way the world's turning, the police is, man, that's a dangerous.
And I haven't figured out a way to get there. I'm working on it. I am. That's what leadership is about, is working on it. There's got to be some federal money. There's got to be some state money. And there's got to be some county money and city money, and all involved in this. And we can. I think we can get there. It's not going to happen overnight.
But a leader has to be able to identify the problem before they can start working on it to correct it.
And we go to Insure, Tennessee. Scott County is already closed.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to mention a physician's name in Jellicoe, but a big Republican. Okay.
Yeah.
Never voted for a Democrat in his life except to hang one. Okay.
Yeah.
And is going to vote for me because they're afraid they're going to lose their hospital. And Insure Tennessee is going to not only make these rural hospitals, they're going to make them be able to stay in place and have some place for our local people to go to for treatment. On my website, bobfannin.org, you can see the counties and throughout the state that is in jeopardy of losing hospitals. Now, it's bobfannin.org, and you can go there, and I've got a map. You just scroll down until you get to it, and there is a lot of hospitals in the state of Tennessee. It's going to close, and Governor Haslam is aware of this. This is the reason he's pushing this so hard, but he's been pushed back at. I cannot believe that these people that he has got elected are turning on him. I just don't understand that.
Well, one thing that a lot of people out there don't understand, certificate of need for a hospital. Those things are issued by the state. They can't be transferred from Oneida to or Scott County to Jellicoe or to Lake City. But they can be taken away, and somebody can issue one but that certificate of need is worth a lot of money. And one of the big problems that's happened in Scott County is our county commission, they can get a hospital, and they come, and then and our county commission tries to manage it.
Well, you need experts to manage hospitals. Okay.
Well, I told them, I said, you need to go over and talk to them, see what they done at La Follette, and give that certificate of need, because we had Canova over there, okay? And they were trying to tell that CEO how to run their business and her business, and she come to the meeting and told them, hey, this date, we're out of here, because you're not going to, we run this hospital
It's important.
the way we, so what I want to ask you, Insure Tennessee, what would it do to help us get a hospital back? What could you do?
Well, you're looking at $1.5 billion, that's going to be put into the hospitals immediately. So, it's going to help. I mean, again, if you've got a commission that's not going to relinquish the power or the leadership to the hospital administrator and let them run it, then you're, unless you want to run it yourself. Now, Cedar La Follette for years ran theirs, and they did very, very well, and we ran up against as healthcare changed, we ran up against some problems, and then we had to lease it out. It's still being leased. The ownership has not changed yet. It's still in our name. Okay.
Okay. Well, I tell you, we've got a few more calls here, because we're going to quit about 5 minutes till. Okay. You're on the air.
I caught you kind of short there. Bob, on this money that you're talking about, the billion and some dollars that we send back, did you say every month?
I think that I read is $2.1 billion a month that's been sent back.
So is this money coming from the Affordable Care Act?
No, it's coming from Insure Tennessee. I mean, it would come to Insure Tennessee.
But when it comes from,
it has nothing to do with the Affordable Care Act, Mr. Henson. It has. There's two different things. The monies that is allocated for this come from somewhere else. It comes from taxation on you and I if we make X amount of dollars a year.
Is that from the federal government?
Yes, every penny is from the federal government.
Okay, it comes from the federal government.
And you remember now, 31 states, including Kentucky and Ohio, Wisconsin, Indiana, has taken this. They took it back on expanded Medicaid. They didn't take it.
Let me ask a question, okay, Bob?
Yes, sir.
Let me ask a question here. Now, here's come these billions of dollars that are coming, and it's got to be, if it's not coming from the state, it's got to be coming from the federal government.
It's coming from the federal government.
Okay, out of what agency of the federal government?
Well, I don't know that, Mr. Henson. I'm telling you that the expanded Medicaid program is coming from taxation on people making more than $250,000 a year. Okay?
Well, but it still comes, but let me back up and say this.
You asked me where it come from. I answered it.
Well, you didn't know. You said you didn't know.
No, I didn't say that. I said it's coming. I don't know what agency it comes from. I assume it's the health and welfare. I assume the insurance or the health and welfare commission. I don't know.
Well, we're assuming. Okay, now let's back up and look at this thing again. Then, now, when the Affordable Care,
I tell you what to do. Look up InsureTennessee.org. As soon as you hang up, you have a computer, and it will tell you exactly where it's coming from. Okay.
I've already looked it up, and I think a lot of it's propaganda, because what they're saying is that the information on Insure Tennessee hadn't all been presented. But let me back up and.
Why don't you go to bobfannin.org? It's got a story about a lady from Clinton, and read about it, and it's got it all in there. Okay.
Well, let me ask a question. I can do all that stuff. I won't try to get down to the bottom of what we're looking.
Well, you're asking a question that I don't know. I don't know where the money's coming from. Okay.
Okay.
It's coming from the federal government. It does not cost Tennesseans as taxpayers a penny. 31 states in the United States are taking. Well, it takes it sometimes for you to get. I'm trying to get it into your head that this is not Tennessee taxpayers' money that they have to pay from the state of Tennessee.
Well, if it don't come to Tennessee, it's going to go somewhere else.
Yes. We're turning away federal dollars that would be coming in, that's going to 31 states, and we're refusing it, okay?
Let me just kind of look at something right here. when the Affordable Care Act come out, the state of Tennessee declined to go on to it due to the fact that the federal government ran everything to have to do with health care. So the government or the governor at that point said, what's the point of being the middleman between the government and health? Why not just let...
You're incorrect. The state of Tennessee, you're incorrect. The state of Tennessee.
No, wait, what am I incorrect about? What
You said the state of Tennessee did not turn down Obamacare, and that's not correct. Listen, 90% of my employees have Obamacare.
That's a good point.
Okay, hey, don't talk about something you really don't know something about. There is over almost 200,000 Tennesseans who are on Obamacare.
Bob, what you're doing, you're talking numbers. I'm talking about something else. Your statement you just made there, and it'll build to what I'm saying. You said that 90% of your employees went with the Affordable Care Act.
Yes, over my insurance, and I have good insurance.
Okay, look. What you're saying there is, and I agree with you, what we ought to do is go strictly to the Affordable Care Act. That's what it was set up for, to take care of all the things that had to do with insurance and whatever, and go to the single payer, and just do that, and we do away with all this controversy. You follow me? Now,
Are you saying do away with all insurance companies and just everybody does Affordable Act? Care Act?
Back in time past, you and I had a discussion, and you totally supported the Affordable Care Act.
I do still.
Okay, then why are we having this? Why don't we just push, instead of insure Tennessee, why don't we push for Tennessee to become compliant to the Affordable Care Act, and we do away with all this numbers, all this talk?
It is compliant with the Affordable Act, the state of Tennessee is.
Then what's the point of doing all this? You just let the government do it through the Affordable Care Act, and we're done with it.
Well, well, number one, municipalities, large corporations, they're exempt from all this stuff. They can't participate. Okay.
Gave a variance to over 200 of the largest companies, I believe, including Walmart, before this Affordable Care Act.
I agree. I disagree with him, but I agree that he did it. Okay.
Okay, but anyhow,
I mean, you know, Walmart is one of the biggest culprits of working people only 28, 29 hours and be part-time and not giving them insurance. You understand?
Okay, why do they do that?
Money.
Okay.
Because they can get away with it.
It comes back to the Affordable Care Act. If your employee works more than X many hours, and I believe it's 29 hours or 30 or something like that, and you have
more than 29.
50 employees, you must provide the insurance. But here's where I'm coming back.
You don't have to provide insurance, Mr. Hanson. Do you provide insurance to all your employees?
Well, now, whenever I'm talking about health care now.
I'm talking about health care.
No, I don't provide it. I can't afford it.
Okay.
Gosh, how can you?
Well, I mean, we do. Okay, we do. But it just came out this year that I have a gentleman that comes in and helps with Medicare and also helps with Obamacare and everything is pretty quick. And when I had decided on a particular plan this year, every one of my employees, you know, that I pay X percent and they pay a percent, okay? And so, so the bottom line is they went and talked to him, and 90% of my employees, all except 6, chose it was cheaper for them to go to the Affordable Act than it was with my insurance.
This proves my point that the Affordable Care Act is the way to go. Because you just made the statement there, and I agree with you.
In my store, it is the way to go. Okay, but it wouldn't work for me, or it wouldn't work for my pharmacist too good. But
why not?
Because we make too much money.
Well, it did pay more. But anyhow, the point.
No, that's not what he's saying. He personally makes too much money because he can't get in on it. Was that not what you're saying?
No, I can get in on it, but it would cost me 3 times of my regular insurance.
Well, what's wrong with that? I mean, if you believe in the act and you believe it all,
Hey, listen.
what would be wrong with that?
I believe you ought to have options. Good leaders gives you options, okay? And I believe you ought to have options to do this. This is the reason I have my insurance, and then I have someone to be able to talk to my people about any other things that would assist them, okay?
Well, I'm a believer if you can't beat them, join them. So I'm thinking that
I hope you join them. But you're on Medicare, but you've got a great insurance. People who have great insurances don't have to worry about it.
well, then thus don't have any problem. We should say the heck with the other people then. Is that what you're saying?
No. This I think Mr. Henson, you are a man of integrity, and you care about those people who trying their best, working and all that stuff. And in your heart, you know they deserve a break, and you are it for Insure Tennessee.
Well, listen,
in your heart, I know you're for it.
I've got one other call that's trying to get in, and I thank you, buddy, for calling. I love it when you call. You make us think. Okay? Now that person's trying to get in because in a couple of minutes, are you in there, Honeybee?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just a couple of more minutes, we're going to be out of here. So that person's been trying to get in for quite a while. Give us a call back real quick, and Bob, while she's calling back, or he's calling back, wrap it up because we're out of here.
Okay, I'm Bob Fannin. I own Riggs Drug Store. I'm running for your state representative, 36th District. I'm also running for city council, re-election of city council. Both, you can vote for me twice, on November the 8th or on early voting. I would appreciate your vote. I've laid out my views. I'll talk to you anytime. When I hand out my cards, my cell phone number is right on all my cards, so you can get a hold of me. I'm a pharmacist, so I'm in the habit of calling people back because it's usually very, very important. Sometimes it may get so overwhelming, it may be the next day, or I can call you back late in the evening because I'm up to 12 or 1 o'clock almost every night. So if elected, I will do you a good job. I will fight for the things that I have talked about. I will fight from morning to night, and we're going to achieve great things together. But I need your help to get there, and I need your help to assist me in getting the things that we need for the 36th district.
Okay. Well, that person evidently decided to give up and not call back. Anyway, folks, Ron's Golf Cart and Indoor Flea Market has brought you tonight's show, and I appreciate my guests. And folks, I know it's going to be hot from here until November the 8th, and I look forward to being here. And anyway, good night, everybody. I'll see you next week.